Kathy and anyone else watching this in the future. This is a quick video just to explain how we can make a custom UI knob talk to a certain send element within the Kontakt signal architecture. So if we open up to edit the instrument with the little spanner icon up here, we can see that I've got this knob which has been labeled reverb send amount, and that user interface knob is actually talking to this send level at the instrument insert effects. So you can, click, hold utilities, say I want to access the send levels thing at this level in my instrument. So obviously if it's in the instrument insert effects, that's all of the groups and all of the buses which are further up in the signal flow architecture will be sent by that amount to your effect. For us it's reverb. And then the actual reverb itself is down here, so that's where it's going. So instrument send effects, this is where they're arriving. And obviously if I added another one over here, you would then see another send item here, because we only need one instance of the send block to say, let me get access to all of the sends over here. And then as we add them, knobs will arrive down here for us to manipulate the effect and to send to the effect. So once we add more than 4, let's see what happens. We see that that starts getting a bit busy, and I'm sure it just probably spawns another row below, and there we are. Okay, cool. So what we're going to do is see that I'm talking to this send knob at the GUI level. How do we do that? We go into script editor if you haven't already got it on, and then we want to edit the script. So we'll just apply that and get rid of that red line. So a few things. We have declared the knob in the top section. So we will have one called reverb send slider. And you can obviously see, declare the UI slider, call it reverb send. That's my name. I've given it the values of when I wiggle that knob. What are the values? Make it persistent, declare its ID, get the ID, set control parameter. When somebody changes this item, I want it to control a parameter for a picture, which is the knob picture. So this is what that's called, my bespoke interface designed knob is literally called knob. So it's going to call that and find it in the Kontakt instrument architecture in the background, the files. Then it's going to set a control parameter, and that's going to be the reverb send. So when the mouse is moving, wiggle this. So all that does is make a knob, and the knob does nothing. Then what we need to do is come to the layout, and all the layout is where this knob is physically, geographically positioned on this interface when we close it. So you're just moving it around until it fits the right spot. Lots of guessing really, and kind of trial and error. So we've declared the knob, we've positioned it physically on the screen. And then what we need to do is give the knob a job, which is down in this lower section, so the control parameter. And what we're really looking at here is, if I find it, sorry, I'm scrolling away, our reverb send control. So spawn a knob, when the user wiggles it, read that file, and then when they wiggle it, connect it to something within the Kontakt's instrument level architecture below. So what we want to do is on user interface control, so is somebody wiggling the knob, send the variable, which we called it reverb send, pretty sensible name. And what we're going to do is we're going to control or set in Kontakt KSP speak, Kontakt Script Engine, is we're going to set an engine parameter. Which one? We're going to set the engine parameter for send level 0, because it's in the first slot down here. And this is 0 counting, so it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, even though everyone would probably count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But it's 0 counting, which is common in computer code. So engine parameter send level 0, and then grab that variable, wherever you see $1 variable, and then these are the numbers which are Kontakt's instrument parameters. So we're looking at slots, the last slot, where it's going to pick up from, which is over here. So again, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're talking at that level over here to control the amount. So if I wiggle the knob, you will see that I'm controlling further in the architecture at the instrument level this. Cool. Now what I could do is deal with it at a different instrument level. So group effects are obviously in the group editor. I only have 2 groups, and with that off, maybe I want to have a bunch of effects on this group but not on that group for some reason. Maybe this is all of your kick drums and this is all of your snare drums, and you want to have different compression and EQ settings within the group. So if I add something here just for silliness, it doesn't matter what it is, you'll see that it's on that group but it's not on this group. Cool. So what we can do is we can grab another send slot, which gives us access to the send instruments from down here. And what we need to do now is change a couple of numbers so that when we wiggle this knob, we're changing that one, not this one, which it currently is still set to. So how do we do that? We go and find the same block, we find the same area. Nothing else needs to change other than the target for this. And so what we can do is we can come back here and set this to 0, hit apply, and then come out, and then we'll see now that I'm controlling the same knob with the same send level that's still feeding the same reverb down here, but we're now doing it from the group level, and any members of that group, we're not doing it as an insert send for the entire instrument's audio feed. That's still going there, but we can't control it. So we could make another knob and call it group send level piano or group send level kick drum, or whatever the name of your group is. And we could also make another knob and call it, you know, instrument send level for the absolute output of that instrument. This is really quite complex, but underneath it it's quite simple. The trouble is the Kontakt KSP manual, the script engine manual, is really badly written. I mean, it has all the information in there. It's just not very penetrable by the average human. So I hope that this helps, and at least we now know that we can access the sends architecture at the group level, and that would be different per group. And we can also access it at the instrument send level in the instrument insert effects over here, just by changing one number. Okay, I hope this helps.